Hi, I'm Stefan, the BMW DIY guy, and I want to show you the brand new 3rd generation BMW X1. All right guys, so let's talk about this a little bit before I give you a walk around of this brand new refreshed 3rd generation X1. I am especially excited to check out this new car because of all of the changes. We just recently added a 2nd generation or F48 X1 to the family. We replaced the X3 with the newer X1. And this is the brand new 2023 X1 X28i. I am really stoked to see all the changes they've made. I was really impressed with the previous generation X1, and BMW has wanted to put in all kinds of new technology, really refresh the model and update it for 2023. So I want to walk you around, show you what it's like, and then take you on a test drive. But as always, let's go ahead and start at the front and check out the outside. All right, y'all, so let's go ahead and start on the outside as we always do, and I really do love the redesign of this. You can see the similar design language through a number of the models. You can see the very aggressive front fascia that you see also in the X3s and X5. The new DRLs, the way they're set up, look really good, and a redesign of the hood and front kidneys. I do like the really aggressive scallops that come down through the hood, as you can see, and you have quite a few choices in wheel design. You can upgrade your brakes. So there's a lot of customization that you can add to this car. Now, I'm also really fond of this bold color too. Now, the one interesting thing to note, really big new side mirrors, very similar to what you'd see on the i7 or the brand new 7 Series. Another similarity is the new taillight design with this texture on the inside of the lights that you can see as BMW continues to kind of redefine how their taillights lay out in each car. Sometimes that swoop is up, sometimes that swoop is down, but they're very similar as you go through. I do like the two-tone bumper fascia, and I kind of like the look that this car is already kind of tinted. I usually tint my cars, but the combination of this color, the black trim, and a good tint on the windows looks really good. Lastly, I really do love those BMW LED headlights. They make a huge difference in driving. But let's go ahead and jump in, take a look at all of the changes on the inside. All right guys, so let's start in the center console and work our way up. And you know, with a lot of the X1s, they have a little bit of a different design setup than you would see in other BMWs, where in this case we have storage underneath the armrest and this fixed armrest. You do have additional storage here underneath that you can get into, which is nice. But one of the biggest changes I noticed beyond sitting in and the new screen, which I'm going to show you in a second, is no iDrive controller in this car. No dial, no that kind of home and menu and all your familiar buttons. We have volume control here, we have my modes, we have some traction control, you've got your parking brake, and then also no shift lever anymore. It's all switch. So your start and stop is here, and your switch is here along with your parking brake. So quite a bit of difference there and quite a bit of shift. So you do have USB ports here, cup holders, which is great. I love the integrated wireless chargers. I also love that we have now lighting around the charger, which is awesome as well. But as we pan up, you're going to see again this major shift in BMW design. The new X1 has the new widescreen display that goes all the way across, and I'll walk through that in just a second. But this is why we don't have an iDrive controller anymore. It's all touch. Everything you can get to is through this touch navigation, which is really nice. I'm going to talk about the navigation here in a second, but you don't really need an iDrive controller anymore. The X1 being a little bit smaller frame, you can get everything into immediate touch. So many of your controls are no longer necessary as you look at like your AC controls, where normally we'd have a dozen buttons here, you know, your memory functions for your head unit, all of those things are all now located within the display. Now, the other thing interesting to note is when we look at the steering wheel, this is very, very similar to the new i7. So the flagship 7 Series has basically this exact same steering wheel. It'd be a little bit different in feel, but the controls look almost the same. So it's a nice touch that there's that similarity between models. Now, the one other thing I noticed in the difference from the 2nd generation X1 is that this is a really nice thick steering wheel. It has a little bit of give to it. It feels almost similar to some of the older M steering wheels, where it feels like leather. It's got a little bit stronger grip to it. You have a good grip on the steering wheel instead of being a little bit harder and a little bit thinner. I like it a lot. You can see some of the accent highlights throughout, and like the previous generation, you've got great LED lighting strips all the way through the car that can change depending on how you change your colors. Now, this digital display is really important, so let's take a look at that and walk through some of the basic functions. So with your primary display, I'm really going to kind of hit the highlights simply because there are so many functions here. And when you buy a car like this, you really want to spend a bunch of time in customization and getting it set up for yourself. But what is really nice is that you're looking at a common i8 design throughout almost all the cars. So when you look at this, this is really not all that much different if you went and bought an M3 or the new i7. I mean, it's going to be the same sort of layout. Your traffic, my BMW, you can add widgets with all your controls. All of these things are a very common design language, a common setup, so very, very familiar as you move through models. The other thing that's really nice with the iDrive 8 is the new navigation is really nice. It's really pretty. The maps look fantastic. I love the quality of this system. And as you use this navigation, how good of a job it can do, depending on what you're looking for, activities, that sort of thing. This really does a fantastic job of it. But as you go through this now, I won't be able to demonstrate the radio today. As always, I can't play music, or YouTube has a hard time with it. You know, the personal assistant is really cool as you deal with voice controls. And this being a demo car, we can't set it up, but again, it really comes down to that personalization as you go through it. And of course, all of the technology that you would expect in buying a new car, as far as connecting your phone, CarPlay, Android Auto, the whole 9 yards. You also take a look at how it's going to route through traffic, and it really is a separate section from your maps, or it used to just kind of be integrated. This really helps call that out. Now, you do have some dedicated buttons down the side, much like you would have had off the iDrive controller: media, telephone, navigation, all those things you would have expected around the dial of your iDrive controller is now here off the side. The other thing I really love about these new head units with iDrive 8 is they're very quick, they're very responsive. It does a fantastic job of getting through the system. There's no system lag, and BMW has really stepped forward on that. Now, one of the things we want to take a look at is the central display and how we can get through my modes. Let's show you that next. So much like BMWs have had, efficient, comfort, custom, sport mode, M mode, all these different modes over the years, usually with a button somewhere on your console. These new digital displays take it to a whole new level. So let's go ahead and start the car. They show so much information now. In this case, you can actually see even how many people you have in your car. But these displays will change on how you go through it. So as we go back over here and we go back to My Modes, and I'm going to use the button for it, you can see the way your displays will change. Your colors will change through your LED tracing through the car. But this is such a cool way of adding to really how the interaction of your car works. This new digital art, I think it's really cool from BMW, as you can see on your display here in the center. And I especially love the way navigation will also embed into the center of your display. And BMW is updating this display across a lot of their cars, even before the life cycle refresh that you would see on a number of other models. The new 4 Series, the new G80s, the M3s, the M4s are going to get this large display screen later this year, before the life cycle refresh, which is kind of when you would expect BMW to make all those changes, right? But the other thing I love about it is you go through your modes, and of course these efficient and sport and personal modes, you can customize how your car drives. It's going to be more sporty, or it's going to be a little bit softer. It's going to shift a little bit more gently or more aggressively. All of the things that you would expect. But I also love the way it controls and changes your displays. That's one of my favorite parts. So as you go through this, you can see the decided focus will shift depending on how you're driving. So again, that's sport mode. Let's go back to efficient mode, and you can see the display change. It's going to give you different information. So I am just really impressed in the time that BMW has spent laying out this display, since it's now the central feature of all of their new cars. So whether you have an i7, whether you have a new M car, whether you have a new X3, X5, you're going to be seeing these types of displays moving forward, especially like in the i4s. Now keep in mind, these displays were demoed initially launched in the iXs, and they were just revolutionary. So I'm fascinated to see BMW start to add these across all the different models. Now this particular car has a heads-up display, which is basically impossible to see on camera, but you can see the cutout for it right there. I love the heads-up displays or HUD. They make a big difference. I've had cars with them and I've had cars without them, and I always miss it if I have a car that doesn't have it. Okay? But as you can see, this is really a tasteful update to this car. I really do like the design changes. And you can see even the seats are a little bit more aggressive than in the previous generation. Now, you have lots of options for exterior color, interior design, what type of seats you would like to have, leather or Sensitech cloth, you name it. But all in all, I am really impressed in this refresh. Now, more importantly, I really want to take this out on a drive. I want to have that sense of difference between this change of the car, this change in the motor and the technology and the suspension, and what it feels like to drive, especially in comparison to the family X1 that we have and that I'm so used to driving. All right, so let's go ahead and take it out, and I want to take you along with me. All right, guys, so one of the things I'm most intrigued about in driving this car is because I have a second generation X1 in the family, as I mentioned. So this is that new generation and really feeling what the differences are. And so far, I really like the interior, I really like the way it's laid out, but I want to take it out for what it would be like for a sample test drive if you were going to do the same. The big change, with the shifter here in this automatic, instead of it being a stick, we've got the lever or button style shifter, which is pretty amazing, but it does really minimize the footprint, here on all of the control surfaces. But I'm excited to take this out, see what this feels like, especially in comparison to the other one that I've driven so much. So the goal of this will be to kind of give you a sense of what it's like, sights and sounds here through Seattle, of what it's like to take this out for a test drive if you were going to do the same thing. And just a sample. It's no replacement for doing it yourself, and I highly, highly suggest that you come down and take a test drive. But let's see what it's like to take this out in Seattle here on a little bit of a gray day. All right, guys, let's go. I really do love this on-ramp onto the highway. It's a really hard left-hand turn, like 2 in a row, and then a fairly hard back right. Gives you kind of a sense of how any car is going to feel as you go through it at speed. And I'm going to come back just a little bit, get a little bit more space so I can come through it with a little bit of energy. Yeah, not bad at all. Not bad at all. Really no body lean whatsoever, and which is nice. I'm really critical of how a car handles, and that was great. One of the other things, whenever I drive a new car of any kind, my daily driver is a really small, it's an M2, and so transitioning into a car that's a different footprint, right? Bigger, taller, wider, longer, whatever it happens to be, I'm really critical of lane keeping. What's it feel like while I drive the car? What's it feel like to stay in my lane and handle it through traffic, which is actually kind of nice while we've got a little bit of traffic today, which, you don't always wish for traffic, but this does give you a sense of what it would be like to take this car through traffic. I do like the mirrors. The mirrors are good. There's really good, excellent visibility, and I think actually the mirrors on this car are superior to my second gen X1, which I would expect. I would expect BMW to continue to improve things moving forward. But so far, this handles really well. It feels familiar, though I'm cheating a little bit with the X1 in the family. But so far, I like it. All right, guys, so one of the things I love about this bridge is that, number one, if you're not from the Seattle area, you get to see the floating bridge. This bridge actually does float as we go across Lake Washington. But the other thing is, it's a great test of the suspension of any car I'm driving. There are these big expansion joints that we go over, and I'm always intrigued to see how a car handles this. So I always take a car across the bridge if I get a chance on a test drive. It really gives a sense of how it's going to handle. But, all in all, I really do like the X1s. We had the first generation X3, so in the family for a long time, so that really kind of small footprint SAV from BMW. And in many ways, the X1s feel very familiar. They feel like an updated first generation X3. As the X5s continue to get a little bit bigger, the X3s have gotten a little bit bigger and definitely more luxurious and lots of options. But I really do like the X1s if you want that small footprint SUV from BMW. It feels, for all of the technology increase in this car, and especially with the new digital display, the difference is tremendous. But at the same time, there's an echo of familiarity if you want that a little bit smaller frame SUV, much like the original X1. All right, so let's go a little bit further, then I'm gonna take us to our favorite on-ramp. We're gonna switch to sport mode and see what this feels like if you really have to merge into traffic. All right, so one of the things I love about this on-ramp is that it's a really kind of short, sharp on-ramp, and really gives you a sense of what it would be like to have to accelerate into traffic. Traffic is not too bad today, so it's not like we have to really superpower merge in, but I do love accelerating onto this on-ramp as it gives you a sense of kind of performance on the car. Now, I've switched into sport mode, which is great. I love the way the displays change as you go through the different modes. BMW's been great at that. So let's see what this is like. Ease back a little bit and get on it. Yeah. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Shifted really efficiently. I like it. It got us up to freeway speed really quickly. So if you had to merge into heavy traffic or find a spot to pick, that wasn't bad at all. It definitely got up and going, which is really great considering, you know, the motor in this car is really efficient. The power was excellent for considering the fuel efficiency you get and the horsepower of this car. So not bad at all. That was really, really sharp. All right, guys, in this last little stretch, and I always kind of like the way it looks through here, going through this overpass. But yeah, I mean, this is a great car. I'm really impressed. You know, coming out of the second generation X1, like I said, this feels familiar. It drives very easily. Lane keeping has been no problem whatsoever. I feel like the brakes, steering, and suspension are very responsive. Going over the expansion joints of the bridge there aren't harsh or rough. So I think this is a really excellent choice for really kind of that small footprint SUV from BMW. I think they've done a great job of taking what was so fantastic about the X1 that I have and made it better. All right, guys, so back at BMW Seattle, and I gotta say, I really like this update to the X1. Man, I love the 360 camera and backing up. I wish I had that in my X1, but again, you know, it's a difference in years. I mean, this is a brand new one and mine's a 2017. Big difference, right? But what a great update from BMW. They've really stepped forward in bringing in this level of technology into this small footprint SUV. I really like it. I think you should make sure to come down and check it out. Come and drive one. That is the best way you're going to see. If you like this technology, you like the way it feels and looks, I really like it, especially in this big step forward in technology. Thank you to BMW Seattle for giving me an opportunity to drive this car. Really appreciate them. And if you get a chance, please click like and subscribe. It makes a huge difference to my channel. It really does. And I have a ton of content coming for you guys. New car reviews, new products, new DIYs, the whole 9 yards. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you on my next video.